Yo, 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 happy Thursday. It is
Thursday.
Thursday, 9 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. in Cali. I don't have my whiskey today. Danny, you got your whiskey today, man? Did you bring any whiskey?
Nah, I got
Oh,
vitamin water.
so we both
Ah,
fire.
you're both fired.
Yeah, yes, we are. So, it's been a crazy ass week,
Yes.
and, good things are happening right now. So, there's
Aren't
news
or are?
are happening. Sorry, I had some food in my
Oh,
mouth.
are. Good.
So we actually gonna be doing some things coming up for Christmas. So I'm super
Yep.
excited about that. So
Yeah.
yeah. Any
Well,
updates?
I mean, you can kind of briefly talk about it before we get into our guest of honor today.
Yeah, absolutely. Um so for Thanksgiving we had someone actually, reach out to me and then say, hey, we want to donate to veteran families. Everything was a success. And so now what we're looking to do, collaborating again to provide meals for families, veterans and their families, and including toys. So if you guys know anyone and you know a family that you want us to sponsor, let us know. Send us a DM. Reach out to Dr. Will, myself, or Daniel, and we'll definitely get their information and go from there.
Yeah.
So super excited about that. So yeah, let's pass this message, guys, for sure. Anything else, Will?
No, not much. I mean, the holidays are coming. We just gotta stay vigilant. People are starting to get a little lonely. Um, it's just a part of the holidays. Some of us are super cheery, and others are going through a rough time, thinking of somebody they might have lost, or somebody that they're missing, or they're just not in the right place at the current time. So it just make
you
sure
know,
you're checking up on your buddies.
I don't like Christmas, and I tell you why.
Oh man, come
Hold
on,
on.
dude.
I don't like Christmas. This is why I stick to Halloween.
Why?
Because for Christmas, this is what my family used to do. Oh, it's your birthday and Christmas because my birthday's on the 27th.
Oh,
Oh, let's mix this
oh,
together. Oh, you know what? We
yeah.
can't afford it, so we push it off
You
to
have to
next
choose
year.
one.
Yeah,
So you
sometimes I
get
didn't even get.
one gift, just one
Yeah,
gift.
yeah. So I got cheated
Oh man.
several times. Yeah.
Well,
So yeah. So I don't like Christmas. All right, cool,
it's
man.
all
So
good, man.
yeah. So now we're gonna be moving to our guest. Who actually is Daniel. So he's been with us since 2017. He was a
Yeah,
chairman, and a couple days
he's
ago,
been from the beginning.
yeah, beginning, yeah, one of the founders. And
Yeah.
so what I talked to Daniel a couple of days. Actually, was it a week ago? About a week ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was about a week ago
A week,
when
yeah.
you
And I
reached
said, hey,
out.
listen, exactly. And I said, you know what? Let's put some information out about when it has to do with Social Security because I know that's something that you've done before working with others, and so I'm super excited, man. What you got? Let us know. Tell the audience who you are. Who is
Yeah.
your daddy, and what does he do?
Well, thank you for that introduction, Pedro. And want to say that it's great to see the development of Tet Hut since the organization started in 2017. To see the way the organization has developed, to hear you share some of the great things that the organization is doing currently is something that is it's very inspirational and motivational to me and dear to my heart. So, and thank you for allowing me to participate in the show as well.
Yeah.
So just sort of a background um, to this presentation that I'll be giving and the work that I've been doing over the past 10 years. I've essentially been working in homeless services since around 2011. Started working for nonprofit organizations initially, served in a wide variety of different roles, ranging from case manager, outreach case manager, housing specialist, housing navigator, program coordinator, program manager, program director, for a wide variety of different nonprofit organizations, primarily in the San Gabriel Valley in what's called Service Planning Area 3 in LA County. And eventually I landed a job as a government employee working for a municipality for a local city in the San Gabriel Valley, which is doing some pretty amazing work assisting people experiencing homelessness and people that are at risk of homelessness. And there's a wide variety of different subpopulations that fall into when we talk about people experiencing homelessness, you know, ranging from people ranging from you know, veterans, military veterans, to you know, people with HIV and AIDS, to you know, people who are not, you know, citizens, you know, to I mean, really, homelessness has, like, you know, it doesn't discriminate. It's a significant issue that crosses all demographics. And so, you know, I've worked with families, youth, and individuals experiencing homelessness over the past 10 years. Prior to that, I was an educator. I was a school counselor and a special education teacher. Interestingly enough, in the line of work that I've been doing for the past 10 years, I've actually run into former students of mine. So it's interesting how you kind of come like full circle. But at the core of everything that I do, I'm a public servant. You know, the reason I chose to do this work, and the reason I choose to do it every day, is because I'm a public servant, and I live to serve others. And it's a very important aspect of my life. And so, you know, when you contacted me to share information about a program that is relatively new to LA County, I want to say it started around 2017 or 2018, right around the time that Ted Hunt started as a nonprofit organization. The county was rolling out this particular program, and in particular, one of LA County's departments called LA County Department of Health Services. And so the program that I'll be discussing today is called the CBEST program. And CBEST stands for the Countywide Benefits Entitlement Services Team. And one thing I should note is I don't work for the county. And so the information I'm going to be sharing is from the perspective of a referring party, because in the line of work that I've been doing for the past 10 years, I have either worked directly with people, referring people, a combination of clients that I worked with, friends, family members, associates to this particular program. And I'll share one particular example that I kind of helped to see all the way through, and I was very hands-on with. But you know, again, I don't work for the county, and the reason I want to preface that is because there might be some questions that I might not be able to answer. However, in this presentation, I've provided links and phone numbers that can be contacted, you know, for questions that I can't answer. So again, this is more kind of me sharing like my experience working with this program. So
well, here, let's put the presentation up and tell us a little bit about what we're gonna be talking. Oh crap!
I got it. Let's do it this way.
All right.
Hopefully,
I think that's gonna block some stuff. So let's there you go.
Okay.
All right. So tell us a little bit about this program. What is it? Where does it start?
Sure. So just, you know, a little history. if for those of you that might be familiar with the process of applying for Social Security benefits, historically, applying for Social Security benefits has always been a real challenge for individuals, right? Because essentially, when people apply for those benefits, the reason they're applying is because they're trying to essentially make a case that they have a disabling condition or disabling conditions that are so significant that it impacts their daily living. And the process of applying for Social Security benefits without the aid of like an advocate or any kind of legal assistance is a challenge. For anybody who's been through this process before, you'll know what I'm talking about. And so there have been a number of different programs that attempted to aid in people applying for Social Security benefits. And a lot of them were pilot programs that, ran for a year or two, maybe sometimes longer. But eventually, like I said, the LA County Department of Health Services began funding a more robust program that went countywide. And again, that program is the CBEST program. And so, the purpose of this program is to assist people that are applying for mainstream benefits, for public benefits, specifically SSI, SSDI, SSI being, supplemental Social Security income, SSDI being disability income, CAPI benefits, which stands for Cash Assistance Programs for Cash Assistance Program for Immigrants. It's essentially similar to Social Security disability for people that are not citizens, and VA disability compensation. One thing to note, though, the VA is the lead in assisting veterans that are applying for disability benefits. Whereas with people that are wanting to apply for SSI, SSDI, and CAPI, it's the county that's the lead in assisting those people, and it's specific to people that are either experiencing homelessness or they're at risk of homelessness. So that's kind of the gist of the CBEST program. There is a referral process.
So let me cut you off very quick. So now this is just for the LA County, or does it work for what's going on here? Or Orange County, San Bernardino? I'm by myself
bro.
No, I'm by myself in a co-work space and it's dark. Like literally the lights are out and I'm just heard something. Yeah. So but anyways,
it's a ghost, bro.
It's a ghost. All right. So yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is specific. This particular program is specific to LA County.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go. So, whoa, there's a lot of writing here.
Yeah. So I'll try to kind of simplify it as much as I can. I think the main kind of takeaway from this is that this is a program that is quite robust and provides a lot of support. And so, one of the things I should mention is if you have somebody in mind that you would like to refer to this program, one thing what you would want to inform them of is it's a program that will assist them to apply for public for mainstream benefits for SSI, SSDI, or CAPI, and it's a robust program, but it is a process. It takes time. So for people that might think that this program will help to kind of shorten the length of time for people to apply for and be awarded Social Security benefits. Every case is unique and different, but it's not necessarily a program that's going to expedite the process. Again, each case is taken on a case by case basis, but essentially what this program offers is an opportunity for somebody that either has applied for benefits in the past, or they're currently wanting to apply for benefits, the opportunity to work with somebody who will be assigned to their case to help them build a case, because that's what's needed when applying for Social Security benefits. So they essentially will serve as the liaison for the necessary agencies that make the determinations to award Social Security benefits. Some people think it's the Social Security Administration alone that makes that decision. It's actually the main entity that makes the decision for awarding the benefits is called the Disability Determination Services, which is a state agency. So, it's a combination of a federal agency and a state agency sort of, working together to determine whether or not people are eligible. But people that get connected to this program essentially are assigned to a caseworker that's going to work very diligently on their case. They're going to start with, collecting the pertinent core documentation, ID, Social Security card, verification of income if the person has any type of income, and then they're gonna do an intake with that person to determine their need, what kind of disabling condition or conditions that they may have to apply for these benefits, and from there they're going to work closely with that person and anybody else that may serve to support them, including like friends or family members, to gather necessary documentation. They're going to reach out to their medical team, their doctor or doctors if they have several, specialists, and they're going to start gathering the necessary medical documentation, and they're going to be contacting Social Security Administration, the Disability Determination Services Agency as well.
So what is let me move on to the next slide so I could, I guess this one will answer the question that I was going to ask you. Eligibility requirements. I know you said, first of all, you got to be in LA County, but it seems like there's other stuff that needs to apply.
Great point, Will. So in order to be eligible for this program, it's serving people that are either over 65 years of age or have physical or mental health disability, and they're not currently receiving SSI or SSDI or CAPI or veteran benefits. One thing I will say is, even though this is a LA County specific program, it is worth inquiring with the contact information provided. You can even go on the county website and reach out to see if LA County DHS can provide you with information for a similar program in your county, for example. I know, Will, you live in Orange County.
Yeah.
And Pedro, you're in Texas. But for people that are outside of LA County, there are probably comparable services to this. I live in LA County. I've been working in LA County for the past almost 20 years. So, and I could always gather information, at a later date, if I find out that there is similar programs in neighboring counties to LA County, for example, or people could do a quick Google search for like benefits advocacy in, say, like Orange County, San Bernardino County, etc. So,
okay, so so the thing with this, with this, so I guess a lot of the questions that I receive has been, hey, I'm 100% disabled through the VA. Is there a way? What is the process to get SSI or SSDI? I still don't know what's the difference because I really haven't paid attention to it. And if you can elaborate a little bit that, so vets can understand this and their families too.
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. So, one of the first things I would recommend to that veteran is, if they are connected to the VA currently, to like inquire internally, through the VA as to, who they can speak to about applying for disability. Because like I said, the VA does take the lead on applying for like service connected and non-service connected veteran benefits. I mean, they could also, and you'll see like in the next slide, there's contact numbers. There are phone numbers specific to the service planning area in LA County. There's 8 service planning areas. And so, depending on, if that veteran lives, for example, in one of those service planning areas, like say they live in Pomona, service planning area is 3.
Let's go to the next slide. So I think that one will explain what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm sorry for getting ahead, guys. I tend to talk fast. a little nervous.
So for people that sometimes don't realize how big LA County is, this is LA County. And if you put that against the map of California, it takes up like a very, very large area. I would say about maybe a quarter, if not maybe a little bit less than a quarter of California. But this is LA County.
The very large county. Supposedly, the San Gabriel Valley by itself is about the size of Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Just to give some perspective. So,
and that would be this area right here, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Or spot 3 right here. 3.
Spot 3. Yeah. So that's the service planning area that I live in and I'm most familiar with. But as you can see, there's 8 service planning areas. Some larger than others. If you look at like the Antelope Valley, which is service planning area 1, it encompasses a very large space. And so there are phone numbers provided by service planning area. And usually most people that are familiar with the concept of the service planning area are familiar of which area they live in. But like I said, I mean, there's a map for you there. There's phone numbers provided. So, if a veteran, for example, is not connected to the VA, they can call the number that applies to them. There's also, website information, website link provided. So they could also email the county or contact the county directly to be able to direct them to, who they should be contacting. They can contact one of these phone numbers, and the representative or representatives that they speak to can guide them through the process. They can guide them to getting them connected to whoever in the VA, whatever department kind of oversees the process of applying for disability benefits. And from what I understand, the VA works in tandem. They work collectively with the CBEST advocates. So like I said, it's a really robust program that kind of wraps services around people, because like I said, this process can be a challenging process, you know, and the idea behind these programs is to reduce that challenge for that individual. You know, if either one of you, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, in maybe you said it again, but maybe just to reset, re-say it. Sorry, I'm just late out here, tired. But how long does it take for this individual to get approved from start to end?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and I don't want to seem like I'm trying to, you know, dodge the question or anything, but it's going to vary from case to case. So, you know, again, the idea behind this program is to help build a robust case for the Social Security Administration, for example, for people that are applying for SSI and SSDI benefits.
Yeah.
You know, so that they can help to sort of minimize some of the barriers of people being awarded those benefits, and try to kind of streamline the process.
Right.
You know, one of the aims of this program, again, if you're familiar with the process of applying for Social Security benefits, some people eventually have to go to trial to be awarded benefits, and you know, I mean, that's a very challenging process in itself. And so one of the things that this program aims to do is to minimize some of those barriers, so that hopefully the person doesn't have to go to trial. But if they do, what's built into this program is the county contracts. They work with a legal. They work with attorneys. They work with a legal agency, so that if a person has to go to trial for these benefits, they have representation, and it's free representation, as opposed to people that over the years prior to this program existing have had to pay for their own attorneys, you know, to go through this process. So it really, you know, the time frame varies.
I'll tell you what, go ahead, Pedro.
No, go for it. Go for it.
You know, the cost for these attorneys, I don't know if veterans know this, and I always tell veterans, especially when they're applying for the VA disability, is to try to stay away from them. And it's because they take a cut of your checks forever. Not like,
wow, really? Wait,
yeah.
are we talking about Social Security or VA?
Both. So what they do, and it's in their contract, actually, and the VA will not defer from that contract, because I have a friend right now that hired an attorney. He got denied through the attorney. He went back through appeals and went through all this BS on his own, and then they awarded him disability for whatever the I think it was for his knees, and he got 20%. So now the attorney got 20% of that 20%. So, and the VA, he's gone back and forth saying, hey, here's the letter saying that they didn't want to represent me anymore, and I went on my own, and I did all this by myself, and I did that. And they're like, it doesn't matter. You have a legally binding agreement with the attorney stating that you're going to pay them 20% of that finding if you do get it approved in any time. So now from his paycheck, that 20% value of his knees, because that's what the attorney helped him with, or kind of helped him but didn't get him anywhere, and he then was awarded it, now the VA is directly paying that attorney that 20% from that disability. So it's the same thing with SSDI attorneys. They're going to take their cut. So usually it's 20% of whatever is awarded for what you're requesting, right? So with the VA is broken down into sections, because you can apply for disability of your neck, back, and knees, right? And you get that awarded, but then they denied your neck and all this other stuff. And you hire an attorney, and now they're representing you for this other stuff that you got denied. They're going to take that 20% cut, which is the average fee of whatever, if you do get awarded later on for that stuff, for the rest of the time that you're receiving benefits for that stuff. So I always tell veterans, stay away from attorneys, That should be like your last resort. You have so many nonprofits, nonprofits like this, or services like this that are not there to collect fees. They're actually there to help out people get their benefits without saying, hey, if we do win against this federal agency, we need to take our 20% cut or 10%, whatever your agreement is, right? So I like the program. I just think sometimes people don't realize the value of these organizations that help out like this,
That's the first time I hear that, man, because there's one attorney that I know. He's out of San Diego. I forgot his name. He's a Marine. He does charge, but he doesn't charge, monthly, revenue every year for the rest of the veteran's life. That's insane, man. That's sad.
Yeah.
There's some, yeah. I mean, thank you, Will. By the way, this program is completely free. So in case I failed to mention that, this program is free, and including those services for which if the county has, if the person's case has to go to trial, the county contracts with attorneys that work pro bono to defend people in the trial. Now, you're speaking about, Pedro, because there are attorneys that will accept
flat fees,
a retainer, like a flat fee or a retainer to represent people. And then there are those attorneys, as Dr. Will said, that will take a percentage of what's awarded by the Social Security Administration for the duration of which that person receives their Social Security benefits. So, this is a good alternative to people having to go through that situation. And I can tell you, because like I said, I've assisted both family members and friends. I have an aunt actually that is having to reapply for Social Security benefits for a cousin of mine who was awarded the benefits, and then after being reassessed a few years later, the benefits were taken away from him. So now she's having to work with his attorney to try to regain those benefits, right? And this is something that probably could have been curbed if he could have been linked to this program. At the time that he had initially applied, this program didn't exist, but things have changed. So,
hey Daniel, so we're running a little bit out of time. Can you explain to veterans, because we have a lot of veterans that definitely ask about start collecting Social Security benefits, and they're usually the 100%ers that are total and permanent. Can you explain the difference between collecting SSI and SSDI? Those two are, I think, is the big question that's always asked.
Yeah, absolutely. So the big difference between SSI and SSDI is with SSDI, people that have a prior employment history are actually paying into those benefits, and they have to have a certain amount of work credits to be awarded SSDI on top of, you know, having the disabling conditions that are disabling condition that would qualify them for that benefit. Whereas SSI doesn't, applying for SSI and being awarded SSI is not contingent on work credits or even a prior work history. That's the main difference between SSI and SSDI. And that distinction also applies to like Social Security retirement benefits. People do have to have, you know, a certain amount of work credits and a history of paying into those benefits before they're awarded those benefits.
Yeah, that's good to know, because I didn't know.
You know, I used to work a little bit with this when I worked for Congress. One thing that I always like to, you know, to try to wrap this up, but I always try to tell veterans, you know, try to find an organization that'll help you out, that's not going to charge you anything, that they're either a nonprofit or a government agency that will find you an attorney that won't charge you anything, or the attorney is paid by the state. Because you got to remember, Social Security Administration is a federal agency, so you can't have a state agency represent an individual against the federal government. So you have to remember that, and always try to you know, get the stuff started as soon as possible if you determine that you're eligible for it. If you start initiation date, they always retro back to that date, not, you know, and I mean, if it takes 2 years for you to get benefits, they'll retro pay all the way to those 2 years when you started it, versus if you wait till 2 years later, then you're going to be waiting 2 more years to get whatever, you know, and it's just a big, long process. Don't take no for an answer. You know, the VA is notorious for giving us no's. The Social Security Administration is the exact same way. You gotta stay on top of it. And if, you know, always, whenever you submit a case, I suggest to everybody, just submit after like a month, 30 days, give it 30 days, 60 days, submit a congressional inquiry, and that'll kind of push people's buttons to move along the process, especially with initial denial or approval, whichever, you know, they pick to do. So I know Pedro's got questions for you though, Daniel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Keep forgetting. Okay, so I know, even though you haven't been in the military, but what is your favorite MRE, or have you ever had an MRE?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
What is your favorite MRE? Or have you ever had an MRE? Meal ready to eat. You know, those garbage
like,
foods that they give us when
the sack, the nasty brown sack.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say no. That's a no-go.
Man, I'd have to really think about that.
All right,
one.
Me and Jose gotta fucking feed you one, bro. Me and Jose gotta feed you one when we see you out here.
All right.
You probably be clogged up for a day or two, but don't worry about it, man. We'll all come out exploding later on.
This is how you're gonna get initiated.
I'm up for it, man.
All right, cool, man. So for you guys that have been watching, liking this video, thank you so much. We really want you guys to kind of push this video out for those that, you know, it will help a lot of veterans out there that are in the Los Angeles County area. So anyways, yes.
And if I could just say something really quick. So, you know, you asked about time frame. The shortest time frame that I've seen people awarded with the assistance of this program is roughly 6 to 8 months. The longest time and that was for SSI and SSDI. For CAPI, it was about 2 years. Okay. And keep in mind, and essentially, like, everybody that I know that's been referred to this program was eventually awarded their benefits, because the aim for this program, they won't stop even if somebody's denied benefits. They will continue to work with that individual. So it is a really effective program in that sense. And just remind people that it's a process to apply for disability benefits.
Yeah, it is a process, very lengthy process. You got to be patient. Don't try to rush it because it's not going to help you.
Absolutely.
Before we head out, here's the Veterans Crisis Line for everybody to make sure you jot this number down. You know, earlier in the show, I did speak about veterans that are going to be struggling this month. It just happens, and it already started, last month. But make sure you write this number down, have it in your phone saved, so if you need it, share it. You know, but let's try to minimize the casualties.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Thank you so much for those who've been watching. Again, share this video, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. All right, 10 Hut Show. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Sometimes we're gonna take off. I know for the week of Christmas we're gonna be off. But other than that, also, if you're watching this within this week, what day today's date? It's the 2nd.
Today's
If you have
second.
if you have a family that you want us to sponsor, let us know. Meal, toy, kids' toys,
Yeah.
of course.
Hit us up on info at 10hut.org.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys.
And I also want to say one last thing before we have to stop here. It's somebody's birthday today.
Oh yeah.
He's not on the show today, but I think we need to acknowledge the fact that it's his birthday.
Yeah.
So want to say happy birthday to Jose.
Jose, yeah, that's right.
I got to read this because this was really funny. Really, for some reason, I thought Jose's birthday was tomorrow, so I'm a bad friend, really bad friend. But let's see if I can find
I didn't
it.
even know it was today until he told me.
No,
so.
I thought it was tomorrow.
Okay.
You think you're a bad friend, man?
So I wanna make something clear that Jose is he was born in Mexico, right? So for you that don't know this, like in other countries, when you're born, that's not what your birth certificate says. Your birth certificate is not allowed to be registered till after 14 days. So you're born, and then 14 days later, your parents have to go into the hospital and go get a birth certificate that states your birth date, which is whenever you registered the child, right? So sometimes, like my mom, she was born on, I don't know, November something, but we celebrate her birthday on January 1st. So it like took them like almost 40 days to get her registered or whatever. So just that's the reason that we did not know it was Jose's birthday, because his documented birthday isn't like like later this month or like beginning of January or something, but his birthday was today. So happy birthday, Jose.
Happy birthday. You're a better friend than you thought. You're a better friend than you thought, Pedro.
Yeah, this is exactly what he said to me this afternoon, earlier this afternoon. And he said earlier this day, sorry. He said, "Hey guys, can't make it to the podcast today. Apparently today's the day of my birth." And so his wife wanted to take him out. But his mom was like, "Yeah, dude, it's your birthday today."
He called me today. He called me today when I was at work, and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "I totally forgot it was my birthday today."
Yeah.
It's like, how can you forget it's your birthday, man?
But you know what? He does that a lot, man. He does that a lot. So yeah. But anyways, I get confused. I mean, I got too many kids too, so I always forget my kids' birthdays. So
there you go. It happens.
All right, guys.
All right,
sounds good. Take care. Enjoy. Have a great weekend. Until next time. Peace.